Hi everybody. I'm trying again. I've had some internet problems, but welcome to the Thursday special. And it is special today because we are looking at the topic of finding your original remix. Yes, indeed. How to say your story, your message in the version original. Like they do in the movies. So, hi, hola, welcome on board. I'm sorry I'm a bit late today, but I've had some internet problems. Is anybody there out there? That'd be nice to see some friendly highs and hola. And if you're catching the replay, welcome. And please feel free to put your comments down because I will get back to every single one of you. I can see that there's some internet problem, getting some flashing sounds up here. Okay, I should just go ahead. So, finding your original remix. Now, lots of people talk about there's no such thing as original thought. I've seen it before. I've heard it before. It's just impossible to do anything original. Well, they obviously haven't heard your hot version. They don't know about doing it your way. They just haven't heard about discovering the remix that you can put on to your special message, your story, your speech, your version of how life should be. And this is what we're going to talk about today. And I wanted to know also if you've got any comments or any experience of this yourself, please just pop them into the comments box below. That would be great. Now I'm just going to have a quick look what's going on. I've got some internet problems here. So let's see, Chris. Okay. So now that I'm live here with you guys, it's my pleasure to be here and to answer any of the questions that you might want to pop into the little comment box there. So one of the things that I wanted to start with is that we have seen quite a few road movies where there are 2 to 4 guys just traveling down the road doing different things. We've seen a lot of these movies. And then somebody came up with the idea of Thelma and Louise, where we had 2 women going on doing a road movie. And this was a really original take on an old story. And this is what I'm talking about. Putting your twist of lemon, your shaken but not stirred, your hot little version into your message, your story. I mean, let's face it, Shakespeare was stealing from Christopher Marlowe for years until he found his own style and his own voice, and then he became very famous. And we as children, we spend a lot of time copying adults. We spend many years copying all the adults around us. And we copy as we go through life until we find our own voice, our own way of putting things. So it's not unusual to copy, but it's about adding your personal twist, your special little toque, shall we say, to the mix. Have you had that experience too? I wonder. Maybe you just pop some comments. I've got a little funny thing going on here. Now let me just see what's going on here. Okay, I can't see any comments at the moment. Right, so the problem is that we think that we're not original, that we think that we're not worthwhile, that our story is not original. It's all been said before. You don't have the confidence because there's only 5 stories in the world and they've all been told. So what can we do about it? Now, I'm not seeing the comments because I've got something on my screen. I've had some internet problems today. Really sorry about that, folks. So, we often think that it's been said before, so therefore, what's the point of saying it ourselves? Or we maybe feel that our story is too way out there. It's not original. It's illegal. It's a bit off track. Nobody's going to listen. We almost put ourselves off. We're very good at that sabotage thing. Yeah. Hey, Vivica, that's great. Seeing you on board. And so we think that our story has no value because it's boring. That's often the most common one that we think, or that it's just way off track. Now, recently I did a speech in January in London at the WEF, and I really hesitated about putting in a personal story of mine about my childhood, what happened at school with this abusive, racist teacher. I really thought that, oh no, it would be too much, I shouldn't put it in. And yet, that was the most memorable part. Oh my God, people came up to me afterwards and said, thank you for telling that story because I've experienced something similar, or I can really identify with that. And that was the bit I wanted to cut because I felt ashamed. I felt embarrassed. I didn't think it was original. I thought, oh, everybody's talking about that kind of thing. Yeah, that's right. So it is really important that you put in your personal twist, because if you don't, then you start to get frustrated. You give up. You think it's not worth doing. Your esteem becomes even lower. You lose hope. You even may become resentful when you hear somebody else do a speech that's similar to yours, and you think, well, what's the point? It's already been said. And once again, we start to put ourselves off. So we stir up a bad feeling about not being original, and yet we haven't even given it a chance yet. So what can we do? Have you experienced this? Do you know what that's like? Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? When you put yourself off doing what you really want to do with this wonderful story that you have, but you feel, as you see them hearts flying, you know, you really feel that you've got nothing to say, or it's not worth it. During my years in Toastmasters, I saw some wonderful stories where people got up and they really revealed some fantastic stories that people could identify with. It gave courage to others. You realize that's what it does. It gives courage to others. It brings you closer to people when you can express your stories. Don't you think so? So what can you do to discover and unleash that special, oh, I love all these thumbs and hearts, it's so encouraging. What can you do to unleash and discover your special version of life, that message that you want to give out and reveal? What can you say? How can you do it? So I'm going to give you 3 really simple things to get you going. Number 1, get out of your comfort zone. Get yourself up off the sofa or the couch or the bed and get up and do something. Make a decision. That's right, you have to make a decision that you're going to tell that story. And then you have to do something different. Yeah, you have to go out for a walk, go ziplining, go and bungee jump, go to the circus, do something different. Make a decision, take an action, do something that really will stir up your energy so that you can twist that mindset that you had and take a decision on something to speak your story, express your story out loud. And then the third thing is, oh, I love them hearts. The third thing that is to start writing, because as we know, writing is really cathartic. I know you're out there, Joy, and you are a fantastic, prolific writer, and you know how cathartic writing is. It's a wonderful thing. You just write out your story, and soon enough comes the magic of your language. You start to chop and change it. You think, no, that wasn't like that, it was like this. You add adjectives that have got honey on them. You put some zing and zest into your verbs, and that's right. And all of a sudden, you have a story that's yours, with your style. So it is about taking courage, getting up off that sofa, making a decision, getting into action. And it's so simple, and yet we do forget it. You know, when I think back to that speech that I did at the WEF, and I didn't really want to do that personal story. I just lacked the confidence to say it. I thought it would be stupid, it would be boring, who wants to know it? And, you know, I started to ask for advice. And I had a really encouraging and understanding friend at that time who said to me, Yeah, you should go for it. Mention that. What about this? And in the end, it came out not just as a story in itself, revealing it, but I managed to make it funny. You know how sometimes black humour, what do the English call it? Gallows humour, can really turn things around, and a sad, bad situation can have that touch of humour. Well, it worked like that. And I was able to engage with my audience so well because of that. It took courage. It was a decision I had to make, and I had to take action. But that's what you do, isn't it? Yeah? Do you feel that too? Do you get that situation as well? So, and you know, nowadays there is a huge interest in storytelling. Script writers, journalists, movie makers, they're always looking for that special turn of story, because yes, many things have been said before, but they're looking for that, the new phrase, the new version of an old phrase. The new heroine story. We've heard the hero story, haven't we? Yeah, we've heard all the hero stories, all those road movies. Now we're looking for the new female version of life. And haven't we got another aspect? Don't we look at things differently? I think we do. I think that adds something special to the stories that we have and the messages that we have. And especially when it comes to the struggles or difficulties that we've experienced and we've overcome. Those make fabulous stories, you know. Yeah, that's right, they do. So I'm looking at my notes here. I'm not looking at my fingernails or anything. So it is about stirring up something inside of you, getting off that sofa, making a decision, and it's scary. But, you know, it's exciting at the same time. And that's the energy you need to get up there. Now, you know that feeling. I know you do. You like that feeling of being excited and scared at the same time. Honestly, you do. It's just a matter of finding the confidence and the self-belief. And so what I'm offering is this power hour. Not powwow. Sounds like a power, doesn't it? It's a power hour where we could really get down to find out what are the resistances that you have in telling your story. Why are you holding it back? What's stopping you? What's making you feel uneasy about telling that story? And then we would take that story and just turn it upside down and shake it by its feet so all the juicy language comes out. You know what I mean? To get really down to the nitty-gritty of what you're feeling about that language, about that story, so that you can pick out the best phrases, the best turns and twists to give your special way of telling that story. And I think I've been working with a couple of people on turning stories around, and part of it is the writing, of course, and the presenting, rehearsing and presenting, which is what I call the WRP, write it, rehearse it, and present it, because when you do go through this very simple process, something happens, you know, so you build a confidence, you learn how to be compelling because you believe in what you're saying, and that's part of the secret of it. That's the key of it, really. It opens lots of doors of feeling confident, yes, and feeling that your story does mean something and it is worth hearing. And it doesn't matter how short it is or how long it, well, you know, length of time is important. You know, you can't tell a story forever. Short, sweet and snappy and to the point with plenty of rich description. But the writing course, the writing and rehearsing and presenting course that I'm offering, which is just 3 sessions, really helps you to put together in a smart, sharp, compelling package how you can bring out the best of you, as you writers out there know. Joy in particular. Oh, yeah, Jula as well, he's a great writer. And Vibeke, you write a lot too. So it's how to find that juicy language that brings out your particular style of writing. You have that experience? Have you tried that? Have you been through that? Any of you know what it's like to write and then feel confident about your story afterwards? I'm sure you have. So One of the things that I also offer on my website, which is the 3Ws, georgiavargas.com. And if you're new to the website, then you will get the free ebook, which is packed with lots of tips and tricks, 10 vital ingredients to get your speaking skills up and running, and so that you can really step up and stand out. And have a look at the courses that I offer. There's always something there for somebody. And if not, just put your name into the little box at the bottom of the website where we can chat and we can see what is that resistance you have to expressing your particular style of telling a story. Because putting your hot version out there is what we need. We need to hear these personal stories, or perhaps the story of your grandmother or your mother who did something wonderful and heroic and inspired you to do something. It doesn't have to be your personal story, of course, but you can put your version on it, your way of doing it. It is possible to remix and make your story original. And so it is about developing that confidence. Yay, I love all them hearts flying. It is about developing that confidence. And when you think about something that you tried years ago, you wanted to do in your life, now you're well and you're doing it. You know, Joy, I know, writing your books. You never thought you could write, did you? Maybe a couple of poems here and there. And then you started writing biographies. No, it was a biography. You helped your husband write his memoir. You've helped me with lots of editing stuff when I did my short stories. You know, when you think about how you started and what it was like, it was a dream. You never thought you could do it. What have I got to say? Is it worthwhile? Am I worthwhile? We often get that, you know, negative chatty monkey yabbering away to us that we're not good enough. Time to kick that one off, isn't it? And to really start to believe in ourselves that our story is worthwhile, that we can do something with it. Now, have you got any questions out there? No questions. Everybody's so confident. What a team we have. So, well, perhaps you might think of something later that you want to put in, or you haven't read the blog yet. Oh my goodness me, the blog is really good this week. And it is full of tips and tricks about how you can make your story, your message really stand out. And I know that when you're promoting your products, Mia, for example, you know, and you have to do a sales pitch and you have to get those, I don't know, it might be half a dozen lines together, or you're stuck in the lift with somebody who's really tip-top in your business and they say to you, what do you do? And you have the moment, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, to tell your story. How are you going to say it? How are you going to make it the most tantalizing, tempting, sumptuous cake story that that person has ever heard? And it is about putting your thoughts together. You know, you start off by writing those lists and finding all the best language. You know, language is constantly evolving, and that's the great thing. It's constantly changing. So you can add things. You can put in your version, mix languages. You know, we have a lot of people out here who speak several languages and like to mix up their languages, you know, put in a little bit of something special to add flavor to your story. And that's what those out there who are looking for stories, film writers, script writers, playwrights, radio presenters, journalists, people who put articles up on their web pages, all the different magazines where we could be advertising and promoting our businesses. They're all looking for that new idea, that new phrase for an old idea, that sweet version of a very familiar cake. How do you know, everybody makes their cakes and pastries so differently, don't they? But your version tastes sweeter, doesn't it? So, any questions? Anybody hesitating and thinking about things? I can't seem to access the questions. I don't know. I cancel this one. Hang on a sec. Ah, yes. Not confident always. What you say is so true. so nice just listening to you. Thank you so much. Sorry it took me so long to find your comment down there. Hey, thank you so much for being on today. It's really strange because, it's very hot out there. People are on holiday or they're hiding from the rain in England. I know some people this morning said to me they'll try and get on. It's a bit early in the UK. People are still working. But do pop your questions down there because I'd love to see some of your challenges and thoughts and questions. I'm going to meet some people tomorrow who've got stories to tell, and they're looking for tips and tricks and advice about how they can pump it up and plump it up and make it look really good so they can present it out there. Well, I'm going to round this up now, and I really hope that any of you who would like to try the Power Hour, I said that well this time, who would like to try the Power Hour with me, would just put your name down there and get in contact with me or find me on my website. I've also started my Instagram account so you can catch up on some of my stories there, and it's called Two Sharp Eyes. I read your blog, says Vibeke, and it's encouraging what you say. Make the twisted stories, turn them into their own. That's true. That's what it is. Add a little humour. Be a bit dark. Add a little spice, as we say, because that's what people are looking for. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. A new version of an old story, because yes, we've said it before, we've heard it before, but nobody knows your version. And that's what it's all about, turning it into something like the remix. You know how they remix music all the time? And that fusion music that we love to listen to, that's so popular now, like reggae and salsa and jazz, funk, jazz, soul, R&B and jazz, all these mixes that we have today, fabulous, aren't they? So get mixing, start stirring up your words, and let's come up with some new ingredients for your fabulous new speeches and messages that we're going to be hearing very soon, online or out there on a stage somewhere. So thanks so much for joining me today, everybody. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Need to get out there. And I really appreciate you coming on board and those who will catch the replay. So get remixing. We want to hear stories out there. Be original. You can be. It's all about believing in yourself. Take care now. Ciao. Till the next time. Oh, I love all them hearts. Till the next time. Oh, and if you've got some topics that you are bothering you about the speaking and writing business, pop them in. Let me know. Let's see if there's something that we can challenge together, From September onwards, I want to do some interviews. So anybody interested in being interviewed in a new and original way, get in contact with me. Anyway, have a fabulous evening, whatever you do. And I'll be seeing you all next week. Bye for now. Ciao.